I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Jackson Gooden. I'm a middle school teacher, and the part that I contributed to our group project was the structure, the adolescent's anatomy of the brain. So I covered all of the inside structure as well as the outside structure, and I covered specific parts of the brain and mentioned what specific functions they had. Daniel, you're next.
All right. I was covering the adolescence technology and let's see, added a resource of the Math Spot. There should be a slide there, mathspot.com. This was a nice resource to help uh, anyone, but especially adolescents, give a nice visual of what they're seeing when they're looking at this. I teach math, high school math, and so right now we're dealing with polynomials. So this directly goes right in and just kind of gives them a visual and helps them link that extra source as opposed to just writing questions on paper and pencil, and gives you actually the visual to build what you're looking at with polynomials. So anything that we can add for adolescents to change the normal format of school, just being paper, pencil, books, and just add in any resources that we can is going to benefit them.
Yeah, sounds good. Miss West, what did you cover on the presentation?
Hello, everybody. My name is Miss West, and I am a science high school teacher, and I cover methods of instruction. And I spoke on self-awareness, recognition, and regulation.
Perfect. And what's the last name? What's your name?
Kirby. Kirby.
Herbie?
Kirby.
Yep. What did you cover on our presentation?
I covered the changes occurring in the different structures of the brain during adolescence and the corresponding physical, behavioral, social, and emotional and cognitive effects.
Perfect. So the questions that we are to address regarding our resource here is to present a brief demonstration of our resource and discuss how it would be helpful for teachers. So Daniel, do you mind taking that part?
Not at all. I feel like our resource will give you great insight, and Wayne did a great job at explaining the brain functions of the development of the adolescent. And if you go through our PowerPoint presentation slide by slide, it will be engaging with not only pictures, but definitely a lot of information to understand the adolescent development to and what they're dealing with as they're growing. And there's a lot of outside sources that they're dealing with. However, but this presentation will give anyone, especially new teachers, just that inside look on what our adolescents are dealing with in secondary education, and even before that, just as the brain develops, and extra resources that they need to help them get through school. And just know that we know that they're dealing with a lot of changes, and that we're there to support them.
Absolutely. Yeah, just like Daniel said, our resource is a PowerPoint presentation. It has just a lot of information on just the adolescent brain and how teachers can find more information on what specific parts of the brain and how they interact with one another and how to diagnose certain specific cases and how to support our students. We'll move on to the next question here. If anybody else, or does anybody else have any other comments that they wanted to make on that one? All right, Miss West, can you discuss how our group collaborated to build our resource? What strategies do we use? And then, what it says, if your group were to work on this type of collaborative task again, what would our group do differently, you think?
All right, so to begin our collaboration together, we created a group inside. Well, we didn't create the group. We talked inside of the group that was in Halo. And from there, we did communicate as to which parts we were all going to take. Um, a collaborative form was made via Google Slides, and all our emails were put in there, and we all put our parts in accordingly. And so, as far as what could be done better in the future, for future collaborations, I would say kind of getting the time frame together as to when we all should, communicate and turn in our items and things of that nature. But other than that, I think we did a great job as a group.
Yeah, sounds good. I thought we did a great job as well. I think the group setup in Halo was a perfect strategy for us to communicate different ways to, um, express what we feel like we can tackle in terms of different parts of the project, and as well as just communicating with each other to know, this is what we're going to need, and this is the time frame that we're looking at. I would also agree with you in terms of, you know. We didn't really communicate on the time frame a whole lot when we were going to include our parts in the presentation, but I feel like that maybe is something that we could have done better. So, all right. Anybody else have any other comments on that one?
Yeah, I'll add a little something. And normally, like with our PLCs, I'm sure at schools, those are kind of weekly things that every day you're going to meet at this certain type. But as far as our online master's program. It's a little more open, and we all have completely different schedules. Some are living on the East Coast, as we discovered even a couple of days ago. So we have to coordinate certain things 3 hours ahead of where we're at right now. And anything could be happening. We want to everything in with time, but as far as that goes, it's a little tough to kind of manage all those different time zones where everybody are, and as far as turning things in. But
Right.
yeah, I guess next time what would help is maybe a schedule or anything to help keep that not only the momentum of the group, but also just so that we have a certain time frame of where we're all at, and yeah, like turning things in and in coordination. But I think everybody did a great job at the end to get all of our emails in one and do a online presentation. So I thought everybody did great for the circumstance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any other comments on that question? All right. Moving on to the last question. Kirby, can you describe how this type of collaboration between teachers and school staff would build a shared vision and supportive culture for all students in the learning community?
Yeah, doing this particular research, I found that it's important to understand where our students are coming from. It's important to realize the changes that are going on in these adolescents, both physically and mentally, psychologically, socially. Um, I really feel that understanding where these kids are coming from will better provide the ability for us to reach them and help them to learn actually.
Absolutely. I think that resources like these are imperative to provide the necessary help for students to succeed. And I think, like you said, I think that collaboration between, people like us who want to be teachers, I think creating a resource like this, has a shared vision. And I think that it really does help us to identify certain specific issues, or maybe be able to identify specific ways to help support a student. So um, great answer there. Does anybody else have any comments on sorry, excuse me, does anybody have any other comments on this one? All right, well, that should wrap up our group project. So thank you guys for working with me. It's been awesome to work with you guys. Um, and if there's no other comments, I guess we'll stop the recording.
All right. Nice work, everyone. Nice working with you.
Yay,
Great,
good
guys.
job, everybody.
Good
Yeah. See
job.
ya. Yep. Bye.
Bye.